Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Pretty recently, my family and I took a trip down to Southern California where we stayed really close to Venice Beach, and we had an opportunity to visit lots of the beaches down there in the beautiful Southern California region. And while I was there, I was inspired to make a beach-themed soap. So we collected some of the seawater from Venice Beach and Santa Monica area, and we also collected some of the beautiful white native sand there. So we are going to be making soap today with the sand from the beach and also the seawater from the Venice Beach, Santa Monica area. The seawater or the brine in this soap is going to create a really hard bar of soap. It's also going to create a dense and creamy lather and a detoxifying bar of soap. The sand in this formula is going to create a nice medium manual exfoliation to the soap, so I'm really excited to be sharing this with you today. I'm going to be sharing the full recipe down in the description box below for you so you can recreate this soap if you like. And for my patrons, I'm going to go ahead and write up the full written tutorial with percentages, amounts, step-by-step, detailed instructions on how to create this soap, and also links to the supplies and materials to make this project. My Patreon campaign just celebrated its 4-year anniversary. There's so much to take advantage of over there. Just at the $5 level, you can unlock the vault of recipes. There's hundreds of recipes and tutorials to take advantage of. And we also have 4 other tiers for you to take a look at and take advantage of, each with their own unique benefits like live monthly hangouts, quarterly classes, monthly gift packages, coupon codes to my favorite suppliers. I really hope you'll check it out if you haven't had a chance to. The coupon codes really make your sign up well worth it because you get them as soon as you sign up to use at makesy.com and onlinelabels.com. All right, let's make some beach-inspired soap. Here's a clip of our beach vacation. This is Venice Beach, and the weather was absolutely perfect. We had beautiful cool breezes, and the water was gorgeous along with the sand. The sand there has its own kind of golden flecks to it, which I found very beautiful. Overall, our trip was really relaxing. We enjoyed ourselves and ate a lot of delicious food. And then here is my daughter collecting some of the seawater for this soap that we're going to be making. And here I am filtering out the seawater just to catch any sand and debris that might have been in there. And then I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and boil the seawater just to make it real clean. And then I'm cleaning the sand that we collected here too with some water, some fresh water, and a little cap full of bleach. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix it up here and get that sand nice and clean before we ever start making the soap. All right, so before we get started here, it's important to note that we are making cold processed soap, and so that involves the use of lye, which is very caustic. So you want to make sure you're protecting your skin with gloves, long sleeves. You want goggles with a little gasket here to protect your eyes, and closed-toed shoes and long pants. Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and stir up my lye and seawater solution here. This has been sitting overnight, so it's at room temperature, and I just want to make sure that everything is well combined. You're going to notice the lye solution in a sea salt solution is cloudy. It doesn't go completely clear like when you use water. Totally normal. So then in this container I have my melted oils, and that includes olive oil, palm oil, castor oil, coconut oil, and sweet almond oil. So this is just going to be a very balanced bar with a good bubbly lather to it because it's got a high coconut oil content. And so all we're going to do now is go ahead and combine our lye solution with our oils. Now, salt and salt water has a tendency to accelerate trace a little bit, so you do want to make sure that you're soaping at a low temperature so you don't move things along too quickly, and also using a fragrance oil that doesn't set up too quickly. So my stick blender is just on the lowest setting, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in. See how it's cloudy? And we're going to go ahead and just blend this to a light trace, or bring it just to emulsification. And that's gonna do it. Okay, just gonna go ahead and so I'm going to do a little bit of a layered design here. So what I want to do is a sand layer first. And so I'm going to go ahead and pour off about 20 ounces or so of the sand layer. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit of this beautiful cinnamon sugar mica. This comes from TKB Trading, and it's just a really nice golden kind of sand color. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a whole lot of this to get a nice sand color or kind of tan beige color in your soap. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in, probably about a half a teaspoon or so. And then to that, after I get this mixed up a little bit, I'm going to be adding in some of that sand that I cleaned. From the beginning of the video, you saw I cleaned some sand that we're going to go ahead and use in the soap. It's going to add some exfoliation to the sand portion of this soap. So just going to give this a stir by hand at first. And then I'm going to be adding in a little bit of the fragrance oil in here as well. We are using Sunflower and Sandalwood by Brambleberry. It's got a nice summertime, light kind of beach vibe going on. Very much reminds me of like when you see poppies in the sand, even though it's called sunflower. It just kind of gives you that vibe of like when you're walking by the beach and you see those like wild poppies and other flowers kind of growing along. Very, very beautiful. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add in a little bit of sand, and then we'll give it a good mix. Okay, here's my sand, and I'm just going to go ahead and add in probably about a teaspoon. Again, this is going to be pretty scrubby, so you don't want to overdo it on this part. Maybe a little bit more. And we're just going to give this a good mix. Just want to make sure that the soap is at trace, a thick enough trace to suspend the sand versus the sand, you know, sinking to the bottom of this layer. Yep, that's going to do it, I think. I'm going to give this a good stir. And then we're going to go ahead and pour. I'm just going for a nice, even layer. I don't want to texture this portion at all. I just want it to be a nice, like, even layer of sand-colored soap. I love how the real sand in there kind of speckles this soap and just makes it look a little textured. It's very interesting. It makes it look like real, you know, like you're actually by the beach. Okay, and so I'm just going to take this and give it a good little, I just want everything to be even. And then I'm going to take some 99% rubbing alcohol and I'm going to go ahead and spritz the top of this This will help the second layer to stick a little bit and also to help get this top layer to kind of form a skin and set up a little quicker. All right, I'll be back for the next step. Okay, so we're ready to go ahead and prepare the second layer. So this is going to kind of look like just the ocean water. So we're going to portion off a little bit of soap here to create a white swirl. And then this portion is going to be kind of an oceany blue color. So for the blue, I'm going to be using a combination of Synergy mica and Proud Peacock mica, both from Nurture Soap. Go ahead and add in probably about 1.5 teaspoons or so of the Proud Peacock. And then to give it a little bit of a greener tinge, I'm adding in some of this Synergy mica at 1 teaspoon. This will kind of give it an aqua color. And then in this little container, I'm going to be adding in some titanium dioxide dispersed in water, also from Nurture Soap. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my fragrance as well. Again, the sunflower and sandalwood. Going to give it a little bit of a hand stir. The colors will pop a little bit more when I actually get in there and blend it, but I just want to give this a good stir by hand first so we don't over blend things. All right, we're just going to get the stick blender and we're going to blend the white first and then the blue. I'm just going for kind of a light medium trace. That's how I like to describe it. It's just kind of in between a light trace and a medium, enough to work fluidly with it, but also get some good swirls. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going for. So then we're just going to go ahead now and create an in the pot swirl between these two. With in the pot swirls, it's important that your two soaps are the same, your two separate containers, the soap in them are the same texture. If one is set up way more than the other, or one is real fluid and one is more set up, you're going to get some funky looking swirls in my opinion, in my experience. So it's important that these are the same texture. So we're just going to go ahead and start adding this in. Then I'm going to take my spatula and give this couple swirls just to make sure we get some good swirl action. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring my mold back, and as you can see, that bottom layer is now set, still very soft but firm enough to pour. I'm going to spritz a little bit more rubbing alcohol just so that that soap has some good surface area to go down as I'm pouring. And then we're just going to go ahead and pour this soap in. You should get some nice ocean looking swirls. So we're just going to go ahead and texture the top here. I'm just going to do one swipe this way, just to kind of make it look like ocean waves maybe lapping, and then I'm going to do something kind of cool to the top. Okay. Then I have taken some of that sand and I've mixed it with, let's see, I should probably put this in a little container here. I've mixed it with some different colored glitters, and we're going to go ahead and sprinkle it over the top. All right, so there's a little bit better of a close-up there before I sprinkle it. So all I've done is mixed my clean sand with some blue, silver, and gold glitters. The sand down there in Southern California where we were had a little bit of its own kind of gold shimmer to it, so that was nice. I just wanted to enhance that a little bit. And we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle the top of the soap with this beautiful glittery sand. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to spritz the top with some 99% rubbing alcohol to make sure that sand and glitter really sticks, and also to prevent soda ash from forming. And there you go, everybody. That's how you make a sea salt water bar of soap. Please stay tuned for the cutting. All right, it has been 24 hours and it's time to go ahead and cut this beautiful ocean themed saltwater soap. So we're just going to go ahead and place it on my multi-bar cutter. Now I'm placing it top side facing this part of the cutter because I don't want to drag the sand on the top down the bar and create gouge marks, and this way we will avoid that. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like on the inside. It is such a beautiful, beautiful bar of soap. I'm really pleased with the way that turned out. And then the top just gives it that nice little pop of sand and glitter. It looks like a little ocean wave going across. Very happy with this. Now these bars will go ahead and sit and cure for about 4 weeks, and then they'll be available on my website for purchase, but you can also take a look at the free recipe in the description box and also the tutorial on my Patreon campaign if you want to recreate this soap for yourself. And here is the last one I'm going to show you. Alright everybody, that's how you make a beautiful salt water bar of soap made with real seawater and real sand from the ocean. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave comments and questions below. Subscribe to my channel, and why not share this video with a friend? Alright everybody, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.